welcome and happy Halloween. It's not technically, but it's probably after Halloween by the time you watch this on YouTube.
Yeah, probably.
So our new catchphrase, what is it, Mike?
This week, at least, it's going to be just do it.
Okay, you can stop doing it, please.
I can't. Don't give up. Just do it.
We talk about movies. That's what we do.
That's what we do on this show, in case you couldn't guess. We talk about movies.
All right, so shall we get started on the news?
Yeah, let's talk
All right,
about
it's
that.
my turn this week.
It's the real deal with Clay.
The real deal. So weird. Okay, Daniel Craig has been quite candid during his press tour for Spectre, calling the iconic James Bond character a misogynist, that he doesn't care who replaces him, and that he would rather break some glass and slash his wrists than play the character again. Oh, wow. News has broken out that director Edgar Wright of Shaun of the Dead and Scott Pilgrim and Johnny Depp will be adapting Neil Gaiman's quirky fantasy book for children called Fortunately the Milk, which will be a hybrid of live action and animation, and will probably be one of the quirkiest movies ever made. And the last bit of news is that the first trailer for Adam Sandler's first Netflix exclusive movie, The Ridiculous Six, has been released. A Western known for controversy over which several Native American actors walked off set due to condescending and offensive character names like Sit on Face and No Bra. The trailer is described by the website BGR as making me want to cancel Netflix.
Wow. So I'm not a big fan of Adam Sandler to start with, and this is not helping.
What's wrong with you? He's the best. No, I'm sorry. I nearly threw up saying that.
Good try.
But before that, the movie, before that sounds good. That's like one of my favorite actors and one of my favorite directors.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. Okay.
One of my favorite writers, Neil Gaiman.
Neil Gaiman is a great writer.
And Johnny Depp.
And Johnny Depp.
Making a really cool sounding movie, so I like that.
As long as they're not trying to make another Tim Burton movie, it'll be fine. Even though Neil Gaiman's stories kind of tend to be kind of dark.
I like that.
Fit the Tim Burton theme.
I think it'll be just fine. As long as Johnny Depp doesn't wear a hat.
Yeah. Oh,
all right, so.
He probably will. Yeah.
Now, is it time to talk about our movie?
Let's do that. Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead.
Today we will be talking about The Last Witch Hunter, starring Vin Diesel as his Dungeons and Dragons character, which is an actual fact. And in this movie, he has lived for 800 years hunting down witches who dared to cast spells over humans and do evil dark magic. Ooh. And it's a thing. Let's just roll the trailer. I gotta. Oh boy.
He is the greatest soldier in a war between our world and the next.
You want to quit?
No, I want to raise.
The most powerful witches that ever walked the earth are here to destroy us. Yeah, you're not qualified for what happens next.
The Last Witch Hunter, rated PG-13, October 23rd.
Wow. Looks like a good movie from the trailer.
Does it, Mike?
But actually, yeah.
Oh boy, I spent 5 hours going on the bus to see this thing by myself. Was it worth it? No.
Yeah.
So you start though.
I went and checked it out. It was about what I was expecting it to be, actually. You know, it from the previews, they made it look like a flashy action flick, and it didn't really deliver in the story department. It was a pretty fun movie to watch. You don't take it too seriously because you really can't, because the story is sort of ridiculous and lots of plot holes. We won't divulge them all. You have to go see that for yourself. It had decent special effects. I wasn't I wasn't angry at them. They could have had more acting and less flashy special effects, but the ones they did have were pretty good. Speaking of the acting, it wasn't.
Right.
Yeah.
The acting was not really there, was it?
No. And they had, Vin Diesel. I don't expect too much from him.
He's got charisma when he wants to.
Right. Yeah.
It's really solid.
As far as like his speaking voice and stuff, he's got one setting, and that's Vin Diesel
and
or Groot. It's the same thing.
Which is a lot more expressive than his character here. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness! And
Yeah.
one huge problem I had with this movie was it had such a great setup, right? So basically, Vin Diesel's cursed by the Witch Queen to live for live forever, but it's
Yeah.
800 years
Forever.
after that, and it's modern times now, and now he hunts down the evil witches, but there are good witches because it's like a secret society and stuff. It sounds really cool, doesn't it, Mike?
It does. Yeah.
But it's so inconsistent.
But
like,
actually,
the concepts, they just, like magic stuff just kind of floats in and out, like, oh, we can use elements to track down magic, but that doesn't really come up except for one scene. Characters just kind of flit in and out whenever they feel like it.
Yeah.
Like, Vin Diesel's given his sidekick character, who's specifically supposed to be a sidekick as a job, but he's only in the movie for 10 minutes.
yeah. Which Elijah Wood. Let's talk
Elijah
about
Wood.
him. Yeah, not in it that much.
Even though he's the sidekick.
Exactly. Yeah. No, he was supposed to be his backup guy. He's supposed to be his cleric. He's supposed to be his helper, and he wasn't. And it even had Michael Caine, and Elijah Wood in this movie. And that was the saddest part of this.
Yeah,
That made me
he's
sad, is that they had
Elijah
these
Wood is
amazing actors,
basically,
and they were wasted.
he's basically replaced by this girl who I think is in Game of Thrones.
She is in Game of Thrones, yeah.
She was
great.
decent, I guess.
Yeah,
but,
no. I think this is one of her first big movie roles, after Game of Thrones. I think we can spoil that. She gets killed. We don't
Everyone
talk about
gets killed.
TV shows here. We talk about movies.
But yeah.
Yeah,
it's-
Rose Leslie is her name. Yeah.
I don't know.
She's a good actor. Yeah.
It was really weird for me in the sense that so many things were just kind of come in and then they don't get referenced again, right?
Yeah.
But then there's stuff that is in there and I'm like, oh, yep, that's coming back in an obvious way.
Yeah.
There's a totally obvious
no,
boss battle.
very obvious plot devices that get thrown in there. They're love story.
Yeah, and the direction was so boring.
It's not really good.
You start out in the past and you get a quick title, then suddenly airplane comes out and it's couldn't think of a better transition to go from old times to modern times.
Yeah.
The whole movie's like that.
Yeah.
It's just generic, mildly entertaining, greasy fun.
Yeah, and it's not very well written. It was
No.
written by the same writer of previous Vin Diesel movie. I think it was Chronicles of Riddick. I'm not sure exactly which one.
Don't have hope for that. I didn't see Chronicles of Riddick.
Yeah, but I mean, it's kind of Vin Diesel collaborating with the same writers to get
I think
a slightly different story.
I think he should just stick to tree people and big giants because he's more. Those guys are more robots, and tree people are more expressive and entertaining.
Yeah, well, and I did like the Fast and the Furious. Those
Well,
I didn't see all of them, but he was good in those, and that's I think what his role should mostly be is action movie star. But I enjoy some fantasy once in a while.
Okay,
I didn't expect
so
much. I
generic.
didn't get much.
Generic stuff didn't just kind of whopped in. It was mildly entertaining as much as I hate on it, but it's really not. It's junk food.
Yeah, and it's a I guess it would be a decent summer movie to go see, but it's fall.
Yeah. So, Mike, what's your rating for it?
I'm gonna give it 4 out of 10 mumbly Vin Diesels. Yeah.
They just cloned him 3 times
Yeah.
over with vague magic. It doesn't make sense.
I went the Hexen witch, the Hexen heart. 4 times. Yeah, so 4 out of 10.
All right. I'm gonna imagine 5 different witch broomsticks, and then I like start watching. I get so angry that I snap one in half and throw half away. So I'm giving it 4.5 witch broomsticks out of 10, just to make it sound really different.
4.5 witch broomsticks out of 10.
You know what?
That makes sense.
I'm gonna recommend go see Hocus Pocus over this. That's a
your
way more
recommendation.
fun witch
Okay.
movie.
Yeah.
I love Hocus Pocus, so go see that.
Right. Yeah, I guess I would have to recommend, if you did like this movie, go watch Pitch Black, which is the first in the Riddick Chronicles movies.
like
First
that
one,
one
best
better.
one, in my opinion. It's actually like a suspense horror genre film.
All right.
And it's not all dependent on Vin Diesel's acting.
I see what you were going for there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess we can go to a quick commercial break.
That's right. Check out our trivia question, and we'll be back right after this.
Want anything from the shop?
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming to see me, Doc.
Well, I'm not doing this out of the good of my heart. I'm just doing this because you're paying me. So thank the check when that cash is in. That's all you need to think, honestly. So what's the problem here?
Well, the problem is, I can't watch movies with my friends anymore. Whenever we're watching one, I just know way too much movie trivia. I can't handle it. It's too much for them.
It's weird. Did you try just not talking?
I did, and it worked for a while. But then the other day, my friend, he said, "Man, I really enjoyed seeing Matt Damon in Iron Man."
You said that, huh? What'd you say to that?
Well, I may have said Robert Downey Jr. It's Robert Downey Jr., you stupid moronic idiot. Who in the hell would think it was Matt Damon in Iron Man? My God.
So you called him a moronic idiot. Okay, yeah, that's a problem. People don't respond, positively to that. That's not good. That's bad. You should try to be nicer to your friends.
Is there anything else I could do, Dak?
Well, you could watch a TV 10 all-nighter. They're giving away thousands of dollars worth of prizes for you answering trivia questions. All the prizes you win could win your friends back.
You know what? That does sound like a good idea.
It is a good idea. You're welcome.
Hey, welcome back. We got a little special treat for you here. I went on and did a little bit of investigative journalism to find out a little more about The Last Witch Hunter. Clay, what do you think of that?
I'm a pumpkin now.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Roll it.
I'd heard the tales of him, the last witch hunter. His bravery and skill, relentless courage in the face of incredible danger. I set out to find him for myself. It wouldn't be an easy journey, but I was determined to find him. The last witch hunter, Vin Diesel. My quest begins in Alameda County, California, 1967. Vin Diesel, born Mark Sinclair, was raised by his single mother, who also worked as an astrologer. Whether this has anything to do with Diesel's striking resemblance to Greek hunter and constellation Orion, we may never know. Also, contrary to popular belief, Vin Diesel did not consume his twin brother whole to gain his power, but he does in fact have a twin brother named Paul. Whoa! Oh, God, was not expecting that. Vin never met his biological father, stating only that he is of ambiguous ethnicity. His mother, being a white woman, was not allowed to marry outside of her race in 1967 due to anti-miscegenation laws still in effect. That's right. At that time, even California had law against mixed-race marriages. These laws were found to be unconstitutional later that same year, lifting the ban on all states except Alabama, which didn't repeal them until 2000. Oh, Alabama.
Well, it may seem like I'm running off on a tangent here, but this is the world that Vin Diesel was born into, constantly being reminded that he is not white and really didn't belong to any other ethnic group either.
This can lead to making bad decisions in life as a child and going down paths that take you to a very dark place. That's right, you guessed it. He started doing D&D. I'm sure I don't need to tell you the dangers of getting involved with D&D and other role-playing games. He moved from California to New York City, living with his mother and stepfather. When he was 7, his brother and some friends broke into the theater for the New City with the intent to vandalize it, or throw some dice and slay some dragons, who really knows. They were caught by the art director, but instead of calling the police, she offered them roles in their current production. Vin continued acting on stage throughout his adolescence and worked as a bouncer in several New York clubs. This allowed him to develop a tough appearance and personality that we know him for now. He attended Hunter College, studying creative writing, which carried over quickly into screenwriting, and in 1994 he made a short film titled Multifacial. The story mirrored his own acting career, focusing on a struggling actor unable to land roles due to his mixed heritage.
My father played the lead, Walter Lee. And I didn't know people could turn into other people. I didn't exactly see it that way. Everything he said, I thought somehow was related to me. There was one part I never forgot. At the end of the play, when the white real estate man comes to give a black family money not to move into his neighborhood, my dad began to speak. And no one moved, no one talked, no one made a single sound. They all listened to him as though he were a saint. He talked about being plain folk, about pride in being plain folk. And he calls a boy over, his son, and says how proud he is of him. And I knew he was really talking about me. For years, I thought he wanted me to act just like him, to be a black actor. Danny Glover, or Sidney Poitier, or Morgan Freeman, just like my dad. But I was never black enough. My dad died last year. And only then did I realize how ignorant I was. The lack of credit I had given my father. My dad was a black actor. But he wanted me to go one step further. He wanted me to be an actor. Just an actor. That's what he meant when he said proud.
The
The short film was a huge success and screened at the Cannes Film Festival in 1995.
Steven Spielberg saw promise in the young actor and tailored a role for him in 1998's World War II epic Saving Private Ryan. Then, in 2000, he succumbed to his addiction to D&D and starred in Pitch Black, a sci-fi action horror film based roughly on one of Vin Diesel's characters made in a D&D campaign. This is not the last time Dungeons & Dragons would play a role in his film career. The film was actually pretty good, and gained him a cult following as well as 2 sequels. His star kept rising, and soon he became an action hero in the films The Fast and the Furious and Triple X. One of these was actually a good movie. The Fast and the Furious franchise has become a massive success, and Vin has acted in all 8 of the films. Overall, he's been involved in nearly 30 films as either actor, screenwriter, producer, or director. Not only is he good at being gorgeous and turning mere thought into cinematic success, he also has the voice of a Greek god, having voiced the Iron Giant and Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy. Vin and his girlfriend Paloma Jimenez have 3 children, daughter Hania Riley, son Vincent Sinclair, and newborn daughter Pauline. He's already started turning them into little badasses, as Hania is an orange belt in judo and Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Pauline is named after Diesel's The Fast and the Furious co-star Paul Walker, who was killed in an automobile accident in 2013. Diesel and Walker became very good friends over the years they worked together, and his death came as a serious blow to Vin and their other co-stars.
I wish you could be here to see this, but I know he's here in spirit. Thank you for honoring me, and more importantly, thank you for honoring that angel, my brother Paul Walker.
So that ends our quest for the last witch hunter. Not a lot of answers. Plus the movie wasn't that good. Vin Diesel prefers to keep his private life pretty secret, so we really don't know any more about him. But there's one D&D nerd that hopes he keeps making movies. And welcome back.
Welcome back. Did something happen?
No, I don't think so.
Okay,
Just
so...
business as usual. You
So-
did get some red on you, though. Maybe that's what you're thinking.
Yeah, I got stabbed.
Okay.
No big deal. Okay, so, anyway, what's coming on next week for Netflix? We have The Gunman 2, Dordo, Nicolay, Sunset Edge, and Guerreros. And that's coming out today. For the week of September 1st, we got Up in the Air, Season 1, The League, Season 6,
November 1st. Okay.
Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, Volume 1,
Ooh.
Shark Boy, and Lava Girl,
Ooh.
the best movie ever,
Wow.
and Zathura. And for the week of September 6th, we got 6 Years, Teen Beach Movie 2, Longmire Season 4, Fugitive Season 1, Madame Bovary, Why Did I Get Married? I don't know. And Portlandia, season 5.
Wow. Okay. Some good stuff. Good stuff coming out on Netflix. Very cool. And, well,
Do we have
that's it for
anything
that.
else coming out?
Well, we do have some great movies playing right now on TV10, which if you're watching on TV10 right now, you probably know that.
If you're watching on YouTube, you're a hipster.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
mainstream.
We don't want to like discourage our audience, but
Suck.
if you do watch on TV10 this month for the rest of this week, I guess we'll be playing Furious 7, Mad Max Fury Road, Pitch Perfect 2, 42, which is a number and a movie. The Cabin in the Woods, which I did watch some of that. It was really good. Rent, Milk, Crazy Stupid Love, as opposed to like Crazy Smart Love. The Godfather, classic Godfather. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, Good Night and Good Luck.
It's not quite time on the show yet.
No, that was the name of the movie, Clay. Yeah, and then also the Campus Film Series this weekend, the October 31st and November 1st. This weekend, they have a special 2-film series going on. Both classic black and white films, silent films. Nosferatu from 1922, which is probably one of the greatest horror movies of all time.
Go
probably like one of the
watch that
first
this
horror movies of all time. And then Frankenstein from 1931.
Go watch
now,
that one too.
Nosferatu will be played in, I believe it's being played in Schofield Auditorium. And they will have a live band there playing the soundtrack for it.
Oh, wow.
So you'll be able to...
It's like the classic sound film experience.
Exactly, yeah. You won't have to listen to speakers. There'll be an actual orchestra there playing music. And it's actually the Rats and People Motion Picture Orchestra from Minnesota are going to be there.
I'm going to go see that. That's amazing.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited for that. So
And
you guys should go check that out this weekend.
Also, what other big events is coming out, might I ask?
I'm glad you asked, Clay. This past weekend was the 48-hour film competition, right? Yeah, which if you don't know what that is, different groups can sign up, and they have 48 hours, basically 1 weekend to make a movie, a short film. It's under 10 minutes, and there's a huge array of different groups that sign up for this. High school students, college students, community members, everybody. Everybody's open to do it. And it's always a huge hoot. It's a great time. They're having the screening of all the films. I believe there's like a dozen of them, a dozen short films in Woodland Theater this Thursday night starting at 6 o'clock. So if you're free at 6 o'clock this Thursday night, which is tomorrow night, anybody watching this would probably be tonight. Yeah, but definitely go check that out. And I hear a rumor that TV10 may have an entry in that.
How would you know that? Why would you have access to that kind of information?
I do have connections. I know people.
I don't trust you.
I don't trust you.
I work with
I
you,
wouldn't trust
and you're
you.
my friend, but I don't trust you.
Yeah, that's probably smart. That's wise. But definitely go check out the 48-hour film.
Yes, there's going to be a ton of good
competition.
stuff there, especially one in particular, but whatever. And anyway, that pretty much wraps it up for the
That
show
does.
this week.
It really does.
But we do have one last awesome announcement for you guys. So, next week there's 2 movies that we really wanted to watch, right?
Exactly. Yeah. For our next episode, we couldn't decide, so we're going to put it on you, putting the burden on our viewers, which it doesn't seem nice, but we would really like your feedback on this.
Go to our Facebook page, Real Talk, and when you get there, tell us if you want us to watch the new James Bond movie, Spectre, or Peanuts.
Yep. Some good old Charlie Brown fun. So
With
go
CGI.
go online, find our Facebook page. Speaking of which, if you haven't already done so, like that sucker.
We
because
want to
it's
beat
great.
Home Screen because those guys, they
Yeah.
make me vomit blood.
They
everywhere.
do. Yeah, and Handful, we're not even going to mention Handful.
Yeah,
Jeez,
I was in pain on the last time I showed up in the episode. It wasn't because I swallowed half the jug of hot sauce.
Right. Yeah. Anyway, go check us out on Facebook.
Yep.
Fill out the poll. Decide what movie we're going to watch next week.
And when you're online, check out our Act 4, which should be coming up here in the next couple days on the TV10 YouTube page.
Yep, we'll have a link for it on our Facebook page as well. But we'll leave you with the 2 trailers for Spectre and Peanuts movie.
All right, signing out, I guess.
Yep, and just do it.
Stop that. Seriously.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Oh. Oh, God.
Do it.
No, nope, nope, nope.
Do it.
Well, get us out of here already.
Just
Stop.
do it.
From the creators of Ice Age and Rio, get ready for the main event of the season. The Peanuts movie, November 6th, rated G.
They say you're finished.
What do you think?
I think you're just getting started.
Ah, 007. Q. Magnificent, isn't she? A few little tricks up her sleeve. That's more like it. Do one more thing for me. What do you have in mind? Let me disappear. I really, really hate you right now.
Spectre, coming soon.